Welcome to the deep dive. We're diving into Amelia Rees's Trading Aldea this time around.
Oh, interesting choice. I just finished it.
It's all about, getting into the right headspace for day trading. Not just like the technical stuff, but the psychology, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He really gets into the nitty-gritty of the mental game, which I think is so often overlooked.
Totally. Like he's not promising some get-rich-quick scheme.
No, not at all. It's more about building a sustainable approach, kind of like,
A long game.
exactly. He even compares it to being a gardener in Section 12, El Huerto, planting those seeds, nurturing them.
Instead of like being a shark, right?
Right.
Trying to grab every quick buck.
Exactly. That's Section 3. No quieras un tiburón. Ditch the ego, avoid those impulsive trades.
Because you'll get eaten alive otherwise.
Precisely. And he calls out all those flashy traders online, too. Section 73, the pornography of trading.
Oh yeah, all those Lambos and Rolexes.
Exactly. That's rarely the reality.
So where do we even begin with this gardener mindset? Ruiz talks about a solid foundation.
Absolutely. In Section 9, desesperation. Don't jump into trading if you're, like, drowning financially already.
Yeah, it's like trying to swim the English Channel when you just learned how to float.
Exactly. Get your finances in order first, build that stability. Then you can approach trading with a clear head.
Love that analogy. So what else builds that foundation?
Tracking. Section 6, registra todo. What doesn't get measured doesn't get improved.
Keeping meticulous records of your trades.
Every single one. Wins, losses, everything. That's how you really understand your strengths and weaknesses.
It's about taking the emotion out of it, looking at things objectively, right?
Yes, and that leads to Section 19, fracasso, embracing failure,
Which, let's be honest, most people try to avoid.
naturally. But in trading, it's inevitable. And it's
Wow.
not a reflection of you as a trader or a person.
It's a chance to learn, right? I mean, even the big guys mess up. Ruiz mentions Goldman Sachs, Section 62.
Hasta los peces gordos pierden. Even the big fish make mistakes. It's how you respond that matters.
Adapt, adjust, come back stronger.
Okay, so we're tracking, we're learning from our failures, but what about when emotions run high?
Section 18. Enfadate we punto. Ruiz says it's okay to feel those emotions, the anger, the frustration, especially after a loss.
It's natural, right?
Yeah.
But it's what you do with those emotions.
Exactly. Have a plan, a cool-down routine, a walk, some music, whatever centers you.
Regain that composure.
Because you can't control the market, but you can control your reactions. He talks about that in Section 21, La incertidumbre de los resultados.
Right, focusing on what you can control.
Exactly. Your strategy, your risk management, your emotions.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do we stay motivated, especially through the rough patches?
Find your why. Section 22, Evalúa tu porqué. What's your driving force beyond just making money?
Right, it has to be something deeper, right?
Exactly. Maybe it's your family's future, funding a dream, something that truly resonates with you. Because when things get tough, you need that strong why to keep you going.
Absolutely. And that leads to trading like a business, not a casino. Section 13, negocio.
So a business plan
Yeah,
with like capital allocation, risk management.
exactly. Statistics show that 74% of businesses fail within their first year. And it's often not because of a bad idea.
It's about sticking with it, weathering the storms.
Right. Don't overtrade, even if you have the capital. Master your strategy at a smaller scale first. He cautions against that in Section 16.
Cuanto más measure. More isn't always better.
Exactly. Prove yourself at each level before going bigger. And don't fall into the trap of constant trading either.
Quality over quantity.
Exactly. Focus on finding those high probability setups. Ruiz talks about this in Section 5, Pocos trades. It's about being in the market when it makes sense for your strategy. And on that note, don't try to master every trading style at once.
He talks about that in Section 26, right? Cuantos métodos.
Yes. Specialize. Become an expert in one area before branching out.
It's like trying to be a doctor, a lawyer, and a chef all at once. You'll probably be mediocre at best.
Right. And even with a solid plan and a perfect setup, things can still go wrong. Section 41, siempre podrá ir mal.
Because the markets are unpredictable, right?
Absolutely. Even geniuses can get caught out. Ruiz talks about Isaac Newton in Section 24, La inversión de ingenio.
Didn't he lose a fortune?
He did. It highlights how vital risk management is and never underestimating market volatility.
So if Newton can get burned, what hope do the rest of us have?
That's why backtesting is crucial. Section 45, y como gano confianza.
Practicing in a simulated environment.
Exactly. Build confidence, identify weaknesses, without risking real money.
Like a test drive before you buy the car. Love that analogy.
Right. But as he points out in section 56, La Operativa Real, nothing compares to trading with real money.
Yeah, there's a big difference between thinking about a loss and actually seeing your account balance drop.
Exactly. The mental game is just as important. No one can fire you based on skill alone. He talks about that in section 84. No puede ser despedido.
It's both freeing and terrifying.
Exactly. That's why trusting your system is key. Just like an athlete trusts their training. Section 44, confía el entrenador en ti.
Believe in the work you've put in.
Yes. And even when things are going well, don't get cocky. Stay humble. Keep learning. Section 119, no chusques tu éxito.
Because there's always more to learn. It's like what he says in section 14, un humilde aprendizaje.
Right. He even quotes Ryan Holiday. Pride is a barrier that prevents the lesson from manifesting its full value.
Stay open-minded, always be questioning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The markets are constantly changing. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow.
So adapt and evolve.
Precisely. He also talks about detaching from the outcome of individual trades, which seems counterintuitive. Section 58, desapego a dinero como método.
Isn't the goal to, make money?
Of course. But obsessing over every tick can cloud your judgment. He says that detaching can bring more clarity and discipline.
Focus on the process, trust the system.
Exactly. And accept that losses are part of it.
Even the best traders have them. It's about managing them, moving on.
Exactly. And sometimes the best trade is no trade. Section 69, el coste de la espera.
The cost of waiting is zero, but the potential reward of patience
Can be huge. Patience separates the pros from the amateurs.
So we've got the solid foundation, the emotional control, the patience, the why, anything else.
A couple of practical things. Setting realistic expectations, especially for beginners. Section 80, expectativas realistas.
So no becoming a millionaire overnight.
Probably not. It's about setting achievable goals, mastering a setup, managing risk, having a winning week. Celebrate those small victories.
Like starting with a small garden, then expanding it as you gain experience.
Perfect analogy. And focus on one trade at a time. Section 34, Session A session.
Block out the noise.
Yes. Each new trading session is a fresh start. Don't get bogged down by past wins or losses.
Be present in the moment.
Exactly. And even experienced traders make mistakes. Section 110, el 100% de todos mis fallos.
Refreshing to hear they're not perfect.
Right. It often comes down to ego, impatience, lack of discipline. Learn from those mistakes.
Analyze the successes too, right? See what works and why.
Yes. Understand the why behind every trade.
Mm.
It's about continuous self-reflection.
And that takes consistent effort, no shortcuts.
Exactly. And Ruiz acknowledges this in section 29, Cuánto tiempo. There's no magic formula for becoming profitable.
It's different for everyone.
Right. Risk tolerance plays a part too. Remember, section 87, un trade para perderlo todo,
You can lose it all in one trade.
which is why risk management is paramount. Always have a plan.
Protect your capital. Like wearing a helmet, as Ruiz puts it in section 23. Absorbe el impacto.
Great analogy. It's about protecting yourself from the unexpected.
Accidents happen, even to the best.
Exactly. Speaking of, let's talk about overtrading. Something Ruiz cautions against strongly in section 77. Prohibido sobre opera.
Easy trap to fall into.
It is, especially when you think more trades equal more profits.
We know that's not always the case.
Right. It can be like an addiction. Glued to the screen, feeling like you need to trade constantly.
A slave to the charts.
Yes. And it can lead to higher costs, more commissions, and serious burnout.
So how do we avoid this?
Set trading hours. Treat it like a job with a start and end time.
And when you're off, you're off.
Right. He also suggests a pre-trading routine in section 122, Hábitos Premercado.
Like a warm-up.
Exactly. Meditation, exercise, anything that gets you in the right headspace.
Center yourself.
And don't forget the post-trading routine to unwind.
Decompress from the day.
Yes. Some time with family, pursue hobbies, relax.
Trading shouldn't consume your whole life.
Exactly. Balance is crucial.
Structure, boundaries, a clear plan.
Speaking of which, remember those championship soccer teams? Ruiz uses Atletico de Madrid as an example. Section 35, Los Títulos.
They won a lot of titles, right?
8 in 10 years. But they didn't win every year. They had ups and downs, but never lost sight of their long-term goals.
They stuck to their system, trusted the process.
Exactly. Just like we need to do. Even with a winning strategy, there will be losses. It's about having the resilience to push through.
Don't let one bad trade or even a bad month make you give up.
Right, embrace it all. And remember what he says in section 53, controlla la temperatura. You need an inner thermostat for your emotions.
Don't let the market's heat or chill throw you off.
Exactly. Stay balanced, make rational decisions.
Master your inner world to conquer the outer world of trading.
Well said. And sometimes talking to yourself helps too. Section 66, hablar con uno mismo como arma.
Talking through a trade out loud.
Yes, he even cites the Quarterly Journal of Experimental Psychology. Talking to yourself, even silently, can improve thinking and focus.
Fascinating. So it's not just what you think, but how you think it.
Exactly. And don't ignore your intuition. Section 102, escuchar.
Those gut feelings.
Yes, pay attention to them. Because those emotions, if ignored, can lead to bad decisions.
It's about being self-aware, recognizing how emotions influence your trades.
Right. If you feel fear or greed taking over, step back. Breathe.
Don't be afraid to walk away. Sometimes inaction is the best action.
He says as much in Section 70, prohibido imperar. Even pros don't panic after hitting a stop loss.
They accept it and move on.
Exactly. No forcing trades or chasing losses.
Stick to the plan.
Right. Remember, you can't control the market, only your reactions.
Okay, so we've got discipline, emotional control, patience, self-awareness, realistic expectations. Anything else?
One more crucial thing, Section 115. Acepta toda la responsabilidad.
Take responsibility for your actions.
Own your decisions.
All of them. The good, the bad, the ugly. Don't blame the market, your broker, your cat.
You're the one clicking the mouse. Exactly. And by taking ownership, you empower yourself to learn and grow.
You create your own trading destiny.
And that circles back to defining your why. Section 22, remember, evalúa tu por qué.
What's the driving force?
Because if it's just about the money, it won't be enough.
It needs to be deeper than that.
Find that thing that truly resonates.
Aligning your trading with your values.
Exactly. Trading becomes a path to personal growth.
It's not just about the money. It's about becoming a better you.
Exactly. And that's what makes Trading El Dia so powerful. It's about a more fulfilling approach to trading and to life.
Okay, so we've talked about the mental and emotional side of things, but what about the practical strategies? How do we put all of this into action?
Well, Riaz offers a lot of advice, but a key theme is the importance of a well-defined trading plan. Section 13, negocio.
Like a roadmap for your trades.
Exactly. It outlines your goals, your strategies, your risk management, everything.
A framework for rational decisions, especially when emotions are running high.
Exactly. It keeps you focused, helps you track progress, and highlights areas for improvement.
Like a compass guiding you through the market's choppy waters.
Perfect analogy. And don't underestimate research and analysis. Sections 42 and 63, la mejor información and la entrada perfecta.
Can understand the market context, the fundamentals, the indicators.
Do your own due diligence. Don't blindly follow others.
Become your own trading expert.
Exactly. And once you've got that foundation, backtest. Section 45, y como gano confianza.
Test, test, test.
But strategically. Backtesting lets you try things out, refine your approach, without risking real money.
Hone your skills.
Right. And then specialize. Section 96, los especialistas.
Find your niche.
Yes. Become a master of one trading strategy that suits you, your risk tolerance, your style.
Like a master craftsman.
Exactly. When you specialize, you gain a deeper understanding, which helps you spot those high-probability opportunities.
Find what works for you.
Right. Remember, success isn't about winning every single trade. It's about consistently executing a profitable strategy.
Even with losses, as long as the wins are bigger over time.
Precisely. And that brings us back to risk management. Section 59, a menor riesgo, mayor tranquilidad. Ruiz is a big advocate for this.
Protecting your capital is key.
Absolutely. He recommends a fixed percentage risk strategy. Only risk a small portion of your capital on any single trade.
So like 2%.
Exactly. So even with a string of losses, you're still in the game.
Playing the long game, protecting yourself.
Right. And in Section 72, en caso de duda, me do, he talks about those times you're unsure about a trade.
When you're feeling hesitant.
Yes. Don't force it. Stick to your plan. Trust your analysis.
Don't let doubt lead you astray.
Exactly. Your plan is your guide, especially when you're unsure.
Okay, so we've covered trading plans, research, backtesting, specialization, risk management, sticking to your method. Anything else?
One more crucial piece, the mental game. We've touched on it, but it's central to Ruiz's approach.
Ah, yes. The inner game. He dives deep into that in Trading Al Dia.
Absolutely. He argues that our psychology, our beliefs, play a huge role in our trading.
And mastering that inner world is key to consistent profitability.
Exactly. He offers tons of strategies, but let's focus on a few. First, understanding your why. We touched on that earlier.
Why are you really trading?
Right. It gives you clarity, purpose, and helps you through tough times.
Keeps you going when things are rough.
Absolutely. Another is controlling emotions, especially fear and greed. He talks about this in sections 18 and 53.
Enfadate o punto and controla la temperatura.
Yes. Develop coping mechanisms. Take breaks, meditate, exercise.
And see mistakes as learning opportunities.
Yeah.
Right? Section 19 for Casso.
Exactly. Don't let losses define you.
Analyze them, learn, and adapt.
Yes. Embrace a growth mindset.
And a positive one.
Absolutely. In section 79, La Incertidumbre, he talks about embracing uncertainty.
Tough to do when you're trying to predict the market.
It is. But uncertainty is part of the game. Don't fight it. Embrace it.
Focus on what we can control.
Yes. Your strategy, your risk, your execution. Let go of the need to control everything else.
Surrender to the unknown, but trust your process.
Exactly. That's how you stay calm during volatility.
Don't let fear or greed lead the way.
Exactly.
Stay grounded, stay disciplined.
Exactly. It's a cold, impartial system, this market of ours. Section 31, El Mercado no siente. It doesn't care about your feelings.
No room for hopes and dreams, huh?
Nope. You got to earn your profits. Hard work, smart decisions, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Trading's a meritocracy, not a charity.
So no shortcuts, no wishful thinking.
None whatsoever. It's about showing up, putting in the effort, being humble. And that ties into another thing Ruiz stresses, simplicity.
Section 126, right? La simplicidad como virtud. Keep it simple.
Yes. Complex systems often mean you're overthinking things.
Trying to be smarter than the market itself.
Exactly. And the market always wins in the end. The most successful traders, they often have the simplest systems.
Focus on what works, not on trying to impress anyone.
Precisely. Clarity and simplicity. That goes for your trading environment too.
Get rid of distractions. He mentions that in a few places, right? La pornografía del trading en potenciar la disciplina.
Oh, absolutely. Section 73 and 121. Don't get sucked into the flashy lifestyle stuff.
Lambos and yachts aren't real trading goals, are they?
Rarely. They're distractions.
Yeah.
Create a space for focus, both internal and external.
Turn off the noise, literally.
Exactly. And while you're at it, tune out the need to impress people with your results too.
Trade for yourself, not for likes and followers.
Exactly. Section 30, liberate. That need for validation. It leads to stress, bad decisions, all sorts of problems.
Makes you feel like you're always on trial.
Right. Trade for your reasons. Find satisfaction in the process, not in showing off.
Which again comes back to having that strong why.
100%. That's what keeps you grounded. And I think that's what makes Ruiz's approach so refreshing.
It's not just about the money, but about the personal growth, too.
Exactly. Becoming a better trader often means becoming a better person overall.
Love that. Okay, we've explored the mental and emotional side, the practical strategies. Anything else stand out as we wrap up this section?
The overarching theme, it's got to be the inner game.
Absolutely. It's easy to get lost in the charts and indicators, but
your mind, your emotions, they're the real game changers.
so if you want to up your trading game, you got to start by looking inward.
100%. Self-awareness, self-mastery, that's what it's all about.
And that's what makes Trading Al Dia so much more than just another trading book.
It's a guide to personal development disguised as a trading manual.
I love that. Okay, so we've got the mental, the emotional, the practical. Anything else from Ruiz we should touch on before we move on?
There is one more thing, yeah. Section 111, Aprende a vivir con lo que tienes. It's about using trading as a tool for personal transformation.
Interesting. How does that work?
Trading. It throws challenges at you, forces you to face your fears, your weaknesses.
It pushes you out of that comfort zone.
Big time. And in that process, you learn a lot about yourself.
You become more resilient, more self-aware.
Exactly. And those are skills that translate beyond trading. They make you better at life, too.
So it's about more than just profits and losses.
Way more. It's about growth, empowerment, taking control of your life. That's what Ruiz argues anyway.
It's a powerful concept. Okay, we've covered so much ground already, from the mental game to practical strategies, but there's one last thing from Ruiz I found really interesting. He talks about how the market's volatility
is a mirror to our own emotional volatility.
Yes. Section 124, La volatilidad emocional. If you're ruled by your emotions, reacting to every swing,
You're part of the herd, just another sheep following the flock.
and the herd rarely gets where they want to go.
Nope. You need to be the shepherd, not the sheep. Find that inner calm, that stillness.
Become the eye of the storm. That's a good one. And that reminds me of Ruiz's formula for consistent trading. Section 100, La Fórmula del Trader Consistente.
Knowledge plus action plus feedback plus improvement of action equals evolution.
So good. That's trading in a nutshell right there. You never stop learning, adapting, growing.
It's a journey, not a destination. And like any good journey, there are going to be bumps along the way.
It's about embracing the process of becoming a better trader, a better you.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And never forgetting that why. Right.
That's what fuels you, pushes you forward.
100%. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground today with Trading Al Dia. The mental game, practical tips, the whole journey.
It's been quite the deep dive. But before we wrap up completely, I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder.
Always love a good thought to chew on.
Ruiz talks about how market volatility often reflects our own emotional volatility.
Right. Like if you're a roller coaster inside, you'll see the market that way too.
Exactly. And if you're always reacting, always chasing the highs and lows,
You're just along for the ride, no control.
and no real progress either. So here's the thing. How can you, dear listener, find that inner peace, that emotional thermostat Ruiz talks about?
So you can weather those market storms without losing your cool.
Make decisions based on strategy, not on fear or greed. That's the challenge, isn't it?
It's a big one, but it's what separates the consistent traders from everyone else.
Food for thought, right. And on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into Trading Al Dia.
Wow. Yeah, we really went deep on this one.
We did, but hopefully our listeners walked away with some valuable insights.
For sure. Ruiz offers so much practical wisdom, but also that deeper message
About trading being a path to self-discovery, to personal growth.
exactly. And honestly, that's what makes it so much more than just another trading book.
Couldn't agree more. So to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on the deep dive. Until next time, happy trading.